Hey, what's going on everybody? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about Fateful Findings. So this movie comes to us from Neil Breen, and this is the first Neil Breen movie I've ever seen. This was a first time watch, but I have known about Neil Breen for a little bit, but I never got around to watching one of his movies. But my coworker was talking about Neil Breen and how his movies are absolutely bizarre, absolutely hilarious. So it put it back in my head like I gotta watch a Neil Breen movie, and I found Fateful Findings was available for purchase on Amazon. So I purchased it. It wasn't that much money, so here we are. I watched my first Neil Breen movie, and you know overall the okay, so for people who don't know, this is like a lot of like Neil Breen's movies are kind of noteworthy, like they're kind of known for being so bad they're good and also just bizarre. Neil Breen is kind of a Tommy Wiseau type character where he's this rich guy who makes these bizarre, so bad they're good type movies. So there you go. My jumping into my overall opinion of the movie. First things first, got to get that out of the way. I thought that like the so bad it's good type stuff in this movie was phenomenal, but the overall movie was just okay for me. Like the story was extremely hard to follow. A lot of the movie was really boring, and a lot of the movie was uneventful. So, my overall opinion is that it was just okay, but like the standout funny moments in this movie were fantastic. So there you go. Now I'm gonna jump right into a plot summary. So the movie focuses on Dylan, who's played by Neil Breen himself, and okay, Dylan, he's a novelist, but currently he's not working on a book. He's trying to hack into government databases so he can, uncover these government and corporate secrets. And he plans on exposing these government secrets to the world. That's his main goal in the movie. And later on in the he also has mystical powers, and later on in the movie he's reunited with his childhood friend Leah. They become romantically involved. She's kidnapped. He tries to save her, and like I said, he also is trying to expose these government and corporate secrets to the world. So that is the basic plot summary. It kind of makes sense when I said it like that, but if you watch the movie, like nothing in this movie really makes sense. Like it's all over the place, but some of it is just absolutely beautiful because of it. Some of it is just so gosh darn random. It's just beautiful. It's magical. Speaking of magical, at the beginning of the movie, Leah and Dylan are kids, and they find this like mushroom, this like magical mushroom, and Leah keeps saying like, "It's a magical day. It's a magical day," and I like that because I always say that. That's like my catchphrase. Everyone at work, like, kind of says that when they're around me, because for some reason at work, when I'm like in a good mood, I'm being positive, I'm just like, "It's a magical day." I'm like, "Hey, isn't it a magical day? It's such a magical day today. We're doing well with sales and commission, and we're getting stuff done." I'm like, "It's a magical day." So that's my thing that I say at work to like when I'm in a real like positive, upbeat mood and I'm trying to get the people going. So when I was hearing Leah say that in the beginning of the movie, I'm like, they're dropping my catchphrase. That's awesome. So I had to mention that. I mean, I've only been saying that like the last year. They've been, this movie came out in like 2013, so they've been saying that. But I like that they were saying my same catchphrase. It's a good catchphrase. So there you go. But anyways, I went over the plot summary. Now I'm gonna jump into just some stuff about Neil Breen himself. So I was checking out his website. Pretty cool website. I guess he used to be a real estate agent. He's an architect now. I don't know if he still is. He might be retired now, but I mean, it said on there that he's an architect. I mean, he must be big boy ballin' because he owns like the Rolls Royce that was in this movie. He owns that. He owns the Ferrari in this movie. And then, yeah, like pretty much all of his movies are, except maybe for the exception of one movie, like almost all of his movies are self-funded. So he must be, I mean, even though they're like low budget independent films, like you still kind of got to be like balling to make a movie. Like this guy is balling. He's got a Ferrari, a Rolls Royce. He funds all his own movies. I mean, that's kind of gangster. So, and what is also gangster is the fact that this is what he wrote on his website. In his bio, it says the most important independent filmmaker of our generation. Like, homeboy wrote that about himself on his website. That's baller. That's gangster. I mean, not only does he, produce his own movies, writes them, directs them. He's like the lead in all of his movies. He'll just randomly get naked. He'll get naked with all these like young, beautiful women. He also wrote that he's the most important independent filmmaker of our generation on his website. I mean, this dude is a G. Like I would like to chop it up, hang out with Neil Breen. He seems like a fun individual. Like he's living the life. Like at the end of the day, he's living it up. So shouts out Neil Breen. But I just wanted to kind of talk about him as a person, because he's kind of a character. He's kind of a interesting individual. He's kind of a cool guy. So you gotta talk about him. But if anyone is watching this video and they're curious about the movie or Neil Breen, check out Neil Breen's website. It's a fantastic website. Actually, when I was on his website, he had like links to his competitors, and he had like Tommy Wiseau was there. So then I checked out Tommy Wiseau's website, and I gotta cash out. Tommy Wiseau's got he's got all kinds of shirts and hoodies and sweatpants, and of course he's got the Tommy Wiseau underwear. That's a staple of Tommy Wiseau's merchandise. Is he's got these underwear with his name on it, and if you get the underwear, they're not even that much money. You get, I think they're like $13 or $19. You get a copy, either a DVD or Blu-ray copy of The Room, and I think you get some other freebies. Like, I feel like a sucker. I bought The Room on eBay. I think I got it for like $15. I could have just bought some Tommy Wiseau underwear. I would have got The Room included. I could have got it on Blu-ray. So I feel like a sucker. I feel like a punk. But what are you gonna do? I still might buy some Tommy Wiseau underwear. Then I'll have not only some beautiful underwear, but also another copy of The Room that I'll gift it to someone. Bless them up, But anyways, that's enough. We're not talking about Tommy Wiseau today. We're talking about Neil Breen. We're talking about Fateful Findings. So moving along. Now I'm gonna jump into all the funny sequences, all the so bad it's good stuff. So there's a recurring theme. Like, okay, like all the funny stuff in this movie, I don't really have anything new to say. I'm pretty much just gonna touch on the same stuff that everyone has talked about. So, I mean, that it is what it is. I don't really have anything new to say, but hey, that stuff is iconic and noteworthy for a reason. Like it's I'm gonna sound like a broken record. People have talked about all this stuff, but hey, this like the stuff that I after the fact saw was was like clipped on YouTube and stuff is the stuff that I thought was funny anyway. So maybe I'm unoriginal. What are you gonna do? I'm not tripping. But anyways, first things first. There's this recurring theme where Neil Breen's character Dylan is just destroying laptops. He's throwing books at laptops. He's throwing them on the ground. He is spilling coffee on them. And it's absolutely hilarious. I love it. So, all the laptop destruction in this movie, fantastic. Also, Dylan is randomly just eating a plate of raw spinach with no dressing. It's not cooked. And he's just being as weird as possible while doing it. Great. I love it. He's getting his superfoods in, his leafy greens. He's a role model to the youth. He's got to get on that campaign, like the Play 60 campaign, like eat your vegetables, get up and exercise for an hour a day. Homeboy's getting his fitness on, eating that raw spinach like it's nothing. That's my man. Okay, let me see what else. Talked about throwing the coffee on the laptop. Okay, when Dylan and Leah were kids and Leah was like moving away, they waved so weird that they were just like, instead of just like waving with their hand, they like extended their elbow like this, and I was like, why are they waving like this? But I'm like, I don't, when Neil Breen was directing it, it was probably some, there's probably some hidden meaning to why they're waving like that. It was a political commentary on government and corporate systems. So there you go. Like I mentioned this earlier, Neil Breen's character Dylan is just naked at various parts of the movie. You don't see his package. You do see some cheek action, but yeah, he's just randomly naked, and he's just like hugging up on like younger beautiful women. So good for him. But yeah, I was just like, man, this. I guess if you're self-funding your own movie, why not? Why would you not be naked in it with some beautiful women? He probably, he eats his raw spinach. He's got to show out. He's got to show off that physique. So if I was making my own movie, I would showcase my healthy eating habits, and I would showcase my nice body due to the fact that I eat raw spinach. So there you go. So yeah, he's naked a lot. Everyone is just randomly yelling in this movie. Like for like a lot of the time, they don't need to be yelling, but they just deliver their lines like this. Hey, what are you doing? Hey, this is my movie review, and I'm going to deliver the whole review like this. So yeah, they're just yelling for no reason. And it's awesome. So yeah, that rules. Also, probably the most famous part of this movie is there's this gentleman who passes away in his garage. I'm going to say it. This is going to sound corny. I'm going to say the whole YouTube thing because, listen, I don't know. I don't want to say anything that's going to get this video taken down from, search results or get me demonetized, even though I'm not monetized, but in the future I might be monetized. I don't know if this video is going to get 80 million views. Who knows? Maybe I'll blow up, and I'm trying to sell out. I'm trying to cash out, get that YouTube money, get this guap. so I can fund my Blu-ray addiction, so I can buy more Neil Breen DVDs, because they're like $33. So I'm trying to sell out. So I'm gonna say the gentleman unalived himself. I'm gonna say that terminology. I'm gonna say that terminology, even though it's corny, because I'm trying to sell out and get this guap. So please excuse me. So the most iconic scene, he's like, "I can't believe you unalived yourself. I cannot believe you unalived yourself. How could you have unalived yourself?" And then he's like, I, c- hey pal, I can't pull you out of this one. I can't help you with this one. Hey, you're out of luck. I can't help you out this time. And he's got just blood all over him next to his Ferrari. Best scene in the movie. That scene was, oh my goodness, like that was magnificent. It almost brought a tear to my eye, but that was good. Like, that's what everyone talks about when they talk about this movie, and oh my goodness, that scene is great. But yeah, all that stuff that I just mentioned in terms of so bad it's good and just bizarre and comical, like, that stuff was so funny. I was actually laughing out loud at all that stuff, so that was great. Getting into the stuff that I did not like, it's not specific stuff, but the reason I thought the overall movie was okay, I already kind of mentioned this early on in the video, but the reason I thought the overall movie was just okay is because a lot of the movie was just uneventful. It was just people like sitting around, standing around, nothing really happening. There was a lot of parts of the movie that really dragged. They were really boring. They were hard to follow. Like I said, uneventful, not a lot of stuff happening. And overall, even though I did a great plot summary, because, I just kill it on here. I come through, I flip the camera on, I just kill it every time. No, I'm just playing. But even though I, gave you all a fantastic plot summary, I did it justice. I kind of polished it. I kind of, amped it up. Like, if you actually watch the movie is almost impossible to follow. I don't know what the heck is going on. Like, even at the end, I'm like, what the heck was that? Like, what's the point? What was the story? I can't follow. Am I missing something? Do I need subtitles? I don't know. So, yeah, that was like a big reason why the movie was just okay for me, because it was just so hard to follow. The plot was like almost non-existent. It was just that, it was hard for me to be engaged throughout, because I just didn't really know what was going on. So I kind of just mentally tuned out. So there you go. That's the last big reason why I just thought the movie was okay. So now I'm going to jump into my recommendation. So in terms of a recommendation, I would not recommend, just being 100% honest, I would not recommend watching the entire movie, but I would recommend looking up, like a Fateful Findings Neil Breen scene pack on YouTube. I would definitely recommend watching clips of this movie on YouTube, because the standout, so bad they're good moments in the movie are fantastic. But this movie's like an hour and 40 minutes, and I just bought like the SD version. You can't rent it on Amazon, you gotta buy it. I bought the SD version, and it was like $12 or $12.99. I mean, I had a gift card from work, so it was like whatever, but I mean, I wouldn't really recommend paying $12.99 or $15.99 for the HD version. I would say save your money and just watch the clips on YouTube. The clips are hilarious, and that's kind of like the highlight reel anyways. Like, sitting through the entire movie, I don't think is worth it. So I would not recommend paying for this movie and watching the entire thing. But anyways, that's been my review of Fateful Findings. Shouts out Neil Breen. He's cool. He's doing his thing. He's, living it up, making his own movies, living the dream. So, even though I wouldn't recommend this movie, shouts out Neil Breen. Please don't hate me for not recommending this movie, Neil Breen. Like, hopefully we can still be friends. So, yeah, hit me up. Put me in your next movie. Yeah, but anyways, that's been my review of Fateful Findings. Thank you all very much for watching, and peace out.